Good morning, students. We are back with another chapter, Early Days of Telephony. Now, we all know that telephone is one of the most important inventions because of which we are able to connect with each other today. We are going to read which was invented first in this chapter. Now, with mobile phones, home phones, and even internet calling, communication has never been easier. Today, making a call is an everyday part of our lives, but it wasn't too long ago that we relied on telegrams, letters, and Morse codes to communicate with each other. The telephone has changed the way we live and communicate with one another, and it's come a long way since its early days of invention. Now we have to take a look at this telephone timelines for each question and circle the event that happened first. Was it A or was it B? So let's start with the first one. The acoustic tin can telephone was made by connecting two cup-like objects together with a tight string. Sound vibrations were carried from one end to another end. This is the first one. And the second one, obviously, Alexander Graham Bell invented the telephone, a device that could transmit speech sounds electrically. Obviously, this was created later and this was created first. And this object looks like this. There are two cup-like objects together with a tight string. This is the string and it carries the sound vibrations from one end to another end. The second invention was that Graham Bell invented the telephone. The second case. The first pay phone appears at Hartford Bank in Connecticut. Coins were inserted at the end of a conversation. This is A. And the B one is the first long distance call is placed between New York and San Francisco using a path of 130,000 telephone poles and 2,500 tons of copper wire. The 3-minute call cost over $20. Obviously, this was done first and this was done second. So, the first one is the first long distance call is placed between New York and San Francisco using a path of 130,000 telephone poles and 2,500 tons of copper wire. The 3-minute call cost over $20. The second case is the first pay phone appears at Hartford Bank in Connecticut. Coins were inserted at the end of the conversation. In the third scenario, the first one will be the candlestick phone was widely used. It was separated into two pieces. The mouthpiece formed the candlestick part and the receiver was placed by the ear during the phone call. And the second one will be Western Electric produced its first handset phone, making it easy for someone to use the telephone while keeping a hand free to do the other task. In the fourth scenario, the rotary phone was replaced by the touch tone phone, which made it easier for users to dial a phone number by pushing buttons rather than turning a dial, which we all are aware of. It looks like this. Now this should be the first one in this, and this should be the second one. Obviously, the mobile cell phone hit the market. It was later when the mobile cell phones hit the market. The Motorola Dynatac phone weighed in at almost 1 kg and was 10 inches long. It took 10 hours to fully charge and only gave 30 minutes of talk time. And in the fifth scenario, the first one will be a very first smartphone was invented by IBM. It was nicknamed Simon and included a calendar, address book, email service, and touchscreen. And the second one will be the first camera phone released by J-Phone was sold in Japan. It was the first ever cell phone, first ever phone with a built-in camera and color display. Everyone is aware of these type of phones which we are using today, but you should also know about these kind of inventions which was made in the past times. So, now did you know, in the early days of telephones, saying hello to greet someone was considered rude. The saying was coined by Thomas Edison, but his rival Alexander Graham Bell tried to encourage people to say ahoy as a more polite greeting. Thomas Edison's hello caught on despite its rudeness and is now the most common way to answer the phone. The first mobile phone, the Motorola Dynatac, cost about $4,000 when it was released. That may seem expensive, but did you know that Diamond Rose iPhone is the most expensive phone to date? Obviously, everybody knows designed by Stuart Hodges. The phone is encrusted with over 500 diamonds, bringing its worth to 8 million US dollars. So now I expect everyone to remember all the past inventions which was done by all these people, and and everybody should read this chapter once. Thank you.